Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday morning. I want to tell you a story because this is one of the things that is just so important to me, and one of the reasons why when we started this business, we spent a lot of time and research on the career exploration process. So a family that I know, I've known for years, brought in their youngest daughter last year. Let's do college applications and essays. And so in the process, okay, well, what is your major? What is the plan? And dad often spoke up for her, oh, well, she wants to be a doctor. And okay, that's great. Older sister was on that path. And I didn't see that from the daughter. I just didn't see her saying, yes, this is what I want to do. And then we talked about schools, and they named a specific school because it's the best. And I'm like, wow, I'm really surprised you're interested in that school. Like, I just don't see you there personality wise. And no, this is the best. This is where I need to go. And, at the time I tried to say, hey, consider other schools because the best is where you're going to be the happiest. But again, her family, very, very well meaning, they wanted the best for her. So they were giving her the advice of what they were following from other people, the sound bites other people had given them. You read a college's advertising their marketing materials and they all are the best. But they had, gotten into that pattern of thinking like, well, everyone else says it's great, so it must be. So here we are. This girl's about 6 weeks into college and she hates it. She's coming home every weekend. But even more important, her chemistry 101 type of class, her first year chem class, she's struggling terribly. She's had a couple tutors. She's doing study sessions with her classmates. She's going to office hours and she is really struggling. And now she's facing a lot of anxiety. She has some depression. She feels like everyone else has it figured out except for her. And that's very common in college. I give this statistic because it's startling to me. So, you have to worry about what causes that. Well, the biggest cause is kids feeling like, gosh, I'm going through these motions, but why? And so the dad said, can she call you? And can we get some tutoring? And of course, yes, we can handle all of that. But more importantly, is helping her get out of feeling like she's lost, feeling like she's doing this for no reason. And so when she called me, I used an analogy, and bear with me because it's kind of a long, clunky analogy. And I told her, I said, you know what? I said, I totally understand where you're at. I said, you didn't seem like you were super committed to this. And she's like, well, no, I thought it'd be a good idea. Everyone sounded like I could do this. And doctors make good money. And, I know my family wants to make sure that I'm going to have a good career. And I said, okay, but you have to be happy. But here's the thing. I want to be thinner. I gained some weight. My clothes are tight. Haven't had to go up a size yet. So the disadvantage of my weight gain isn't like critical yet. But I said, I know what to do. I have a bagel every morning. I need to cut that bagel out. I know that. But here's the thing for me, the prize of my clothes fitting a little bit better, even a lot better, is not worth the sacrifice of that bagel, that morning comfort food every single day. It's just not worth it to me. And I said, here's what's going on with you. The prize of being a doctor isn't worth staying up all night to study chemistry. It's not worth doing more to get that chemistry handled. And that doesn't make you a failure. It just means that vision, that prize, that becoming a doctor, it's not yours. It's not your goal. And you need to figure out what your goal is. What is that prize that would keep you on track and have you do whatever it takes to get there? What does that look like for you? She's like, I don't know. And I said, well, that's okay because we can help you do that. And so we talked a little bit more and told her how the process works. And she says, oh my gosh, I feel so much better already because now I know it's not my fault. And that's what we want for students. We want students to have ownership in the career path so that it is the prize they're seeking. It is what they would do anything to achieve. And too often, parents see a child's potential, and so they tell them, oh my gosh, you're great in math. Go and be an engineer. It's a safe career. I know that you're going to be, well paid and you'll have a nice life. But if it's not what they want to do, they're going to be miserable. And so we need to think outside the box. We need to stop telling every kid, doctor, lawyer, nurse, teacher, psychologist. We need to stop just penning them into these little fields. When we go through our career process, we expose students to over 500 different careers, but we discuss it with them so that they understand what those duties and expectations are. Because when they just read about careers, they're putting them in the lens of their world. So if under engineering it says that they're going to write reports, they're thinking, oh my gosh, I hate English class. I like math because I don't have to do reports. But if they understand the type of report they would actually be writing and how it's so integral to what they're doing, then they're like, oh, okay, I could do that. That's just one example. There are thousands. Kids just don't understand. They haven't been out in the world. When we expose them to those 500 careers, I have yet to have a student come back in and not say, oh my gosh, I didn't know about half of these. I didn't even know these were things. And so how do we expect them to pick what they're supposed to do for the rest of their life and be happy if they don't even know what's out there? So when you're talking to your child about career exploration, instead of telling them, how about this career? How about this career? And keeping that field limited and only, based on their strengths, start asking them, what do they see when they're 27? They roll out of bed on a Wednesday morning. Where would they think they would like to be going? They're going to an office, to a hospital. How are they dressed? What do they want that to look like? How much interaction with other people? How much sitting behind a computer? These are conversations we have at a lot more in depth, but this is just the surface to start to really understand what's their prize. What would that look like for them? It's not the dollars. If you love what you do, the money's going to follow. You're going to be able to make it work. So what is the prize? What does their life look like down the road? And that's how you want to have that career conversation. And of course, if you need any help with this, if you're worried about your child going off to spend minimum $100,000 and bounce around through majors and perhaps add a year or two to their college experience because they don't know what they want to do, please reach out. We can help. We do this all day long. We spend lots of time on research, up and coming careers, career paths. And when we're doing this with your children, we're going to point out how different majors can take them to the same spot so that they can enjoy the 4 years but still get to that same end goal. And we're also going to discuss different schools that have great majors and how they can differ from school to school. So hopefully that's helpful, and hopefully it gives you a little bit of insight. We all want what's best for our child. We all want what's best. But in doing so, we often look at the real small, little narrow window of where do I know they'll make enough money to support themselves and be able to take vacations and be happy. And we limit them to those few careers, maybe where their strengths are. And we need to stop doing that. We need to realize there's way more opportunities out there and let them see what they are so they can pick the prize that they're willing to work for. So hopefully that was helpful. Everybody have a great day today, and we'll talk to you later. Remember, reach out if you need any help with that.